Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is Zara Qaireen binti Mama Izan. I was born in the year 2013, specifically on the 4th of June at Hospital Kota Baru. My father's name is Muhammad Izan bin Ibrahim. He is a self-employed man, while my mother is a teacher at a high school called SMK Wakabaru. Her name is Nariza binti Yusuf. I am the youngest siblings of three. In my free time, I'm fond of reading novels, journals, and storybooks about science to increase my knowledge more in the world of science. And today, I am very excited to share a book with you entitled The Time Machine. It was written by H.G. Wells. His full name is Herbert George Wells. He was born in the year 1866, 12th of September, and sadly passed away in the year 1946, 13th of August in London. He was an English prolific in many genres. He wrote more than 50 novels and dozens of short stories. His non-fiction output works of social commentary, politics, history, satire, popular science, biography, and autobiography. The Time Machine was filmed and won an award for time-lapse photographic effect, showing the world changing rapidly. The Time Machine was first published in the year 1895 by William Hinman in the UK and Henry Howe in the US. The Time Machine is considered one of the most earliest works of science and the time travel subgenre. It contains 108 pages and 12 chapters. The Time Machine is not expensive at all. It is only 10 ringgit in Malaysia. This book is categorized in the science genre because of the use of a time machine. This book has many characters, but the main character is a scientist, also known as the time traveler. The time traveler is the protagonist of the time machine. He is intelligent, inquisitive, and determined to travel to the future. Through his efforts, his dinner party guests learn about the fate of humanity and, ultimately, the fate of the Earth. There's also the narrator, or Mr. Hillier. He is basic to the story, and if you could say he is as nearly as curious as a cat, well, you couldn't be wrong. Punctual and attentive to the details, the narrator happens to be one of the time traveler's most trusted guests. There's also the Eloi. The Eloi are a group of people from the future, who are defined by their childishness and laziness. These creatures are happy and affectionate in their own world. Wells elect to bring the Eloi as a symbol of the British elite or upper class who appears to be endangered thanks to their ancestors' years-long ago exploitation of another group called the Morlocks. The Morlocks are another humanity's extension, although this time the result is remorseless and callous, not to mention, but filthy creatures dwelling underground and in dark alleys. We get the impression that they didn't first start off as ugly and as barbaric they are now, but that a chain of events deformed them into the despicable creature they are now. There's also our female heroine, Weena. Weena, a loving and affectionate character. Weena happens to be one of the Eloi women who is saved by the time traveler from drowning in a river. She is introduced to us as a beautiful and elegant woman by the time traveler. Although we don't know how he's able to figure that one out, since he also tells us that it's very, very hard to distinguish the creature's gender. Some quotes that was mentioned in this book was, the unpleasant sensation from the start were less poignant now. They merged into some kind of hysterical exploration, so with a kind of madness growing upon me, I flung myself into futurity. That quote was said by the time traveler in this book. The opening scenes of The Time Machine sees H.G. Wells unite together with a group of men, including the character the narrator himself, who are obvious close acquaintances hanging out after dinner. As they all have their interest seized eyes in the man on the center, or the time traveler, as he raves about his lately experiments, about him proving that time is the fourth dimension. The time traveler opts to show a glimmer of proof just to convert them. He produces an itsy-bitsy time machine and immediately makes it visible out of a blink of an eye, leaving his guests in awe. The following week after dinner hangout is upon us, as in the norm of the folks of the Victorian era. The group was clearly enchanted by the strange time-traveling friend and his compelling stories. And the time traveler comes right out on time and in for another treat. But the worst thing happens. They are slapped with the biggest irony of their joint existence as they find their friend, the time traveler, late to his own party, looking like rubbish at his own guest dinner party. Well, all is not true. The time traveler cleans himself, comfort you, and start explaining as the guests have all their seats seated. Friends, that is all from me today. Thank you for lending me your ears and listening to my book review. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.